All right, everybody, welcome to episode 1 of Bimbles. I bought this bike just to go bimbling around on, just my little putt around bike. That's why I named it Bimble. So we're going to take this thing and go exploring because I've got something I want to look at. I don't know exactly the area, so we got to go in there and do a little bit of exploring. Before we get started, though, I got to thank today's sponsor, my buddy Think Mud that you've seen me camping with and stuff. He bought me this cool hat that folds up and fits in my pocket. How awesome is that? Eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that in the last video, Bimble had its fishtail exhaust tip added. So I got that in the mail, that's on there. And I also got my bigger seat. So the wide line seat is on the bike. The seat is wider where it meets the tank, plus it's wider in overall width and it's a little bit longer. Anyway, where we're going today is a place called Staton Falls. I've shown that in a couple of videos, but it's hard to see it in the summertime when the foliage is up because the trees are just in the way. It blocks your view. And so you can get to the top of it, and there's a little parking area. You can look at it and look down. But I want to go to the bottom of it and look up. And I want to see if there's any camping down there in that area. So we're going to do some walking around and exploring and see what's going on. So let's get old Bimble fired up and get out of here. Well, it looks like we've gone as far as we can on Bimble. We have found us a little camp spot, so now I'm kind of glad I know this is here. Because this is a national forest, you can camp pretty much anywhere. So you got a fire spot in kind of the turnaround here, and you got plenty of places to put tents around. So we're gonna have to do some hiking. I was hoping I could get closer with the bikes. I think a bike in front of the waterfall would have been a great shot, but we're not gonna be able to get the bike there. So we're gonna have to leave Bimble here and hike off into the woods a little bit. Who knows how far it's going to be. It shouldn't be that far. I'm guessing because I've never been out here before. I'm just kind of familiar with the lay of the land. I've never really explored these hiking trails. I know the roads. So we've got behind me over here is that Peddler River Road and Peddler River paralleling that. Then Staton Creek is going this way. We're going to follow Staton Creek, and we should come to a pretty big-ass waterfall here at some point. So let's get walking. And this is Staton Creek. There's no real hiking path that I can see, but we're just going to have to kind of bust brush and follow this. And hopefully we find the waterfall. Well, I think I found kind of a path. It's hard to tell with all the leaves down and everything. But I'm going to try to follow this, what looks like a path, kind of paralleling the creek. Hopefully it takes us where we need to go. Well, my little footpath that I was following kind of disappeared on me. We haven't gone far, but I think I see a glimpse of what we're looking for. It's about to get very rocky. I would turn the camera around and show you guys, but I don't think you'll see. Well, maybe you can from here. That is water coming down a big rock outcropping, but I don't know how I'm gonna get to it because this is getting very steep on both sides. So I'm just gonna have to go straight at it. See how far I can get. We might not even be able to make it all the way there. We might have to go to the top. Like I said, I can't see any walking path to get to it. And these rocks are extremely slick. I've about busted my ass several times. So I'm gonna have to kill the camera and just concentrate on where I'm walking. Well, I've kind of reached the end of the road. I can't continue on this side of the creek any further because it's just sheer cliff walls right there. I can probably get a little further if I cross this thing and go on the other side, but that's not a guarantee. I'm going to try to get across it and get to the other side and see if I can continue on up the other side of the stream. We've gone up quite a bit in elevation. I can't quite see the falls. I just see cascades coming down. Might have bit off more than I can chew here. Well, I've kind of hiked around a little bit, and there's just no easy way to get across this thing, especially the way I'm dressed and what I'm carrying. So coming at this thing from the bottom might be a bust. We might have to go up to the top and see if we can make it down. But that's a very treacherous trail there too. And these rocks are extremely slick. No, that moss, you will bust your ass. You can't jump out to one of these rocks and like expect to jump onto a rock and hop across. You will bust your ass and be in the drink. All right, let's head back to the bike. All right, we made it back to the bike. Yeah, I totally wussed out on that one. And that's not a pansy move. You gotta remember where I am. I'm in a national forest. I'm out in the middle of the boondocks. If I slip and bust my ass in there, break a leg or get jammed between rocks, who knows how long it would take somebody to find my body. So I'm not trying to end up in one of those missing 411 videos. Like I said, I understand my surroundings, so I know when to say, hey, don't mess around. Because this is one of those places where you fuck around and find out. You do not want to be out here taking risks, things like that. So we're going to fire the bike back up and head up to the top and look at it from up there. We'll see what the trail looks like going down. But I know it's a very treacherous trail. I've done it before and it wasn't a good time. So we'll see what everything looks like when we get to the top. Well, we've made it up to the parking lot at the top of the falls. And what's happening here is there's a stream right here to my right and another one across the street to my left. And they're going to converge right about where that weird looking tree is that's kind of branched out all over the place. Right about there, they converge and go over the falls. So we'll head down there and take a look at it in a second. As soon as I get something to drink. All right, let's go. You see the little stream here to my left now. That one's going to go under the road right here, like where I said, where that tree is, and combine with this one. Right there. And there's where the falls start. And this is all private property up here. So there's no camping or anything like that allowed at the top of the falls. This is the trail to get down. And like I said, it is all slick, wet rock. And like I said, you do not want to walk around up here. Especially this time of the year. But in the summertime, there's like little pools like that. You can hop in. There's another one there. And they just go all the way down. We can go down a little bit, but like I said, these slick, wet rocks are going to prevent us from seeing too much of it. So this is about as far as we're going to make it because it's all wet rock from here down. Even just going right there is too slick. So you can see how far down it goes. So this is a bigger waterfall, like I said, that most people just really don't know is here. And a lot of the locals even skip this one and go to Panther Falls instead. You see the ice over there on the other side of the waterfall there. So it's still pretty cold. I said you don't want to get hurt out here by yourself. There's another pool there. And they just, like I said, they just cascade all the way to the bottom. I'll end up editing in some footage because I've been here before and climbed this, and I even fell during that trip. So you'll see how treacherous this can be and how big this thing really is once you get to the bottom and look up. So I'll edit that footage in right here. So that was Staton Falls. Probably the wrong time of year to be coming out and doing that, but I just wanted to come out and explore. I wanted to kind of get a lay of the land at the bottom of this thing. So like I said, I've never really been in there before. So now I know what we're looking at down there. And maybe we'll do a camping trip or something down at that bottom section. We got a fire pit, we got nearby water. It's not a bad place to camp, so I'm glad we came out and found that. We didn't get to see all of the falls. I was hoping we could like majestically, everything would kind of open up and bang, there it is. No. Yeah, I'd have to come out more optimally equipped to do that sort of thing. And I'm kind of getting too old to be doing that anyway, climbing on rocks and everything. So, I guess take care and I'll catch you next time.